Welcome back to another episode of the Bleacher Boys podcast. We are back with an emergency pod. Someone has signed. It's our guy, Carlos Rodon. 6 years, $162 million. It is beanie season in New York. Hopefully Rodon is eating his steak and buying some beanies because he'll be in New York soon. How are you feeling, buddy? We got our guy.
Yeah, well, yes, I'm feeling good. We definitely got our guy.
You're not excited.
No, I'm excited. Let me just do my little spiel here first for a second. But we got our guy. Well, no. We got our guy. Okay, we get the second guy to Gerrit Cole. It's the guy we've been talking about for a while. It's Yankees world has been talking about it. Everyone's been saying it's going to happen, and we were literally just talking yesterday about how we just want it to happen already. We're getting a little anxious about it. It just, it's been rumored so heavily. We just want to see it happen. It finally happens. The thing I think they were arguing over was the span of the years and how they divvy up the money. And if you look at the contract, it's pretty light next year. So maybe they're trying to do some kind of deal that would require a lot of money for next year. But it's really great to have one of the best pitchers in the MLB. He's a workhorse. He throws hard, lefty, tough matchup. Going up against Gerrit Cole throwing 100 and Carlos Rodon throwing 100. I mean, that back to back, that's terrifying. I don't care what team you are. I'm definitely happy about it. But like we've been talking about, we need the left side of the field completely. I mean, still can't roll with Josh Donaldson. Still can't roll with Aaron Hicks. You need a left fielder. You need a third baseman. But this is a great move, and it's what the fans have wanted for a long time. They want the Yankees to go spend big. So I'm happy the Yankees are back to the Yankee ways. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, I agree about the left side of the infield, but I think we got to talk about Rodon a little bit more. I mean, the Yankees have just now solidified themselves as the best rotation in Major League Baseball. If you want to argue that, sure, go ahead. Give me a team that has a better 5-pitcher rotation that is better than the New York Yankees now. You look around the league, you don't really see a deep rotation like this. I mean, I know you guys out there have a lot of angst against Frankie Montas, which is my guy. While I think he might have a sneaky top 5 Cy Young finish year next year, let's think about Montas for a second. Last year when we got him at the trade deadline, he was a guy that we penciled him in as our number 2 starter in the playoffs. I know he had a bad second half, but he's still Frankie Montas. If he's fully healthy next year, he can be chucking 99 with that gross splitter. This rotation just got insanely deep. Your thoughts?
Yeah, my thoughts. That was so reporterish. I like that. I love how you started the sentence with "Let's talk more about Carlos Rodon," and then started talking about how Frankie Montas is top 5 AL Cy Young. But I'm right with you. I think Montas can be like one of the best pitchers in the MLB. I mean, in the AL. We've seen how he's pitched against the Astros in the past. But yeah, I mean, this is a really deep rotation. You're right. I mean, the only team that comes to mind now is potentially the Astros or the Dodgers. Both have deep, rotations, but nothing with this star power. I mean, you can't count on all 5 having spectacular years. Like Nestor has been performing better than anyone would ever wildly think he would perform, right? So you can't count on him to have the same type of year. Luis Severino has shown that he is Cy Young, material, but you don't really know what you're getting with him. This is now his second year off of double Tommy John. You think the Yankees are building him back year by year, so you kind of expect him to be like a pretty mediocre to good starting pitcher. And then obviously Gerrit Cole and Rodon are your 2 studs. But any one of those guys can be a Cy Young candidate, which is, I think, the depth is what you're speaking about with this Yankees rotation. So yeah, I'm really happy, and I think the price is great too. I mean, $27 million for a guy in his prime for the next couple years. You get one of those years for $22 million. I mean, that's actually a pretty fair price for the market. Where the market is at right now. So I'm actually very happy as a Yankee fan with that contract.
Yeah, I gotta echo that, man. Dude, 6 for 162. I don't know if did it shock you, because it shocked me. I mean, I thought with this market and how 6, 7, 8 years were getting thrown around, 200 million the asking price, to get him at 6-162 seems like a bargain at this point. People are throwing out comparisons to the Zach Wheeler contract with the Phillies a couple years ago. It looks like a bargain now. I think a couple years down the line, Rodon, he finishes top 3 in AL Cy Young or something. This contract, this 27 million AAV is going to look pretty reasonable. I don't know.
I'm trying to see the document of how much I said he was going to go.
So here's
for how much.
I have it.
Do you have the document? Okay, pull up the numbers, please.
So here's the thing. I was going to bring this up. I wanted to give Bleacher Boys Media a pat on the back. Besides Ollie, Ollie was do you want to hear Ollie's prediction? 4 years, 100
what was
million.
His prediction?
4 years,
Yeesh.
100. All right. So
Jeez.
Now, starting with Ken Suzuki's
Ollie hasn't been
prediction,
doing so good. Okay. Yeah,
no,
go ahead.
He hasn't. Ken's prediction was 6 years, 150 million, 25 million AAV. Pretty close. $12 million off. Now, if we go to Isaac's prediction, he was 6 years, $186 million. So he kind of fell right in between both of us. You had him at 31 million AAV. You know, it's not that far off. I mean, I feel like we kind of nailed it on the head.
I mean, this has been a long-running streak now of Bleacher Boys Media getting MLB contracts pretty close. I know they don't give awards for pretty close, but I mean, we've been doing the job. I have had my share of predictions that have been pretty close to the actual real life happenings, and I think we're gonna make a video about that with all of our predictions.
We should.
But yeah, and so the only other thing now is that if we recap the offseason so far, we went back to 0. We started down -2. Anthony Rizzo, Aaron Judge. We signed back, so we start back at baseline, and this is the first improvement that we've seen from this team so far. I mean, and I think this is a great improvement. I mean, this guy in the playoffs, I mean, he is just an absolute dog. They called him like the Cuban country boy or something like that. Like it seems like he's like personality is going to fit into New York great. Guy's an absolute lion, but again, this doesn't solve the issue of the offense and the Josh Donaldson and the IKFs. So how can we get better from here? Is there another trade coming now? Are we signing Benintendi? I think that's pretty unlikely now that we just dished out 162 to this guy. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on the Benintendi situation now?
I think
because it has changed.
Yeah, I think I said it a couple days ago when we recorded our weekly episode that I didn't think Benintendi was coming back. Even more so now, I think the Yankees look for trades now. I think they gotta start looking at left field options as well as maybe an arm that they can attach for some rotation depth, 6, 7, 8 guys. I don't know. I think they look to trade. I don't think they're going to look into the free agent market unless they want to do like a 1-year try-it deal with Michael Conforto or David Peralta type guys. But I don't think Benintendi's really in the budget or picture anymore.
That option is looking more and more friendly the more I think about it. Like, why not give Conforto a shot? Like, all-star potential, been out of the league for a year, so, the couple early months in April could get a while to, get adjusted to. But, he's played in New York at the biggest stage, too. Like, I really like that, like, giving Conforto a shot for 1 year, 18 mil, something like that, 20 mil. Maybe that's a little low. But, I'd be definitely in favor of that instead of dishing out another, $200 million contract if we're going to go full Steve Cohen mode. But
I wouldn't mind it. I love Benny, so I wouldn't mind having Benny back. But I just don't think it's in the Yankees' plans now that Rodon is on board for $162 million. I just saw a tweet about Rodon real quick to get you excited a little bit. Carlos Rodon's Yankee Stadium career, 4 games started, 3-0 with a 2.16 ERA. Carlos Rodon against the Astros in his career, 7 games, 2-0, 1.55 ERA. This guy loves the big stage. He's wanted to be a Yankee.
That type of stuff doesn't really get me excited. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not interested in that because because the environment is different when you're when you're pitching in front of the home crowd. It's just like I don't know. I don't really value those things like unless he's already on the team. But I mean, we'll see how he does in Yankee Stadium with the crowd. You look at Montas, had one bad inning getting booed off the field. So I think it's, time will tell how he fares at Yankee Stadium, because I think, there's always some extra motivation when you're the opponent there and you're trying to go in there and be the dog and, shut the crowd up versus, damn, I got to impress these fans now. Like this, it's a different lifestyle, and I think there's a different attitude that comes with it. I just quickly want to talk about how much the Yankees rotation has changed like in the last couple years. Like if you're going back a couple years ago, we're like, okay, we have a pretty decent rotation. We obviously got Gerrit Cole, but after that we have all these question marks. We have Monty, we had Hap, we have Herman, like Kluber. We have all these guys, and and with the trade with Monty, you go, okay, now we're really changing things up, because Monty's been in the system forever. He's been he's been an organizational guy, and you trade him away, and that's a big change from what you guys were doing, was trying to develop these pitchers, and now you're going after these superstar aces, which is something the Yankees didn't always do. Like the Bronx Bombers are known for getting the big home run hitters and the big time shortstops and all these big acquisitions, but this new Yankees style of going after the ace pitchers, like I love it. Like they know that pitching wins championships, and that's teams like Tampa. They've shown that that's successful. All recent teams that are being winning teams have done it around pitching. So as I do think that it is important to fix this bottom of the lineup and this left side of the infield, I think this is a great step forward for the Yankees.
Yeah, that was very well said. Claps for Isaac. Yeah, dude, fuck. I really didn't expect Carlos Rodon to be someone the Yankees targeted at the beginning of free agency. We both had him going to different teams. You had him going to the Giants. I had him going to the Texas Rangers. I just didn't see the Yankees doing this, and it's so refreshing and nice to see the Yankees fully go after it. You heard about how Judge requested the Yankees go do some more moves after they signed him. Hal kind of answered in a big way here.
He's literally LeBron.
We got to give props to Hal and Co and Cashman. I feel like we give him a lot of shit for the teams we've had in the past, but they're going for it now. You got to go all out now. This is the window to attack.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I like the aggressive style. There's no point in sitting back and saying, okay, we'll be good in 2025. We signed Judge. Judge will be a little old, but I kind of like it. Like, go for it now. We're never rebuilding, and not a lot of franchises can say that around professional sports. There's not a lot of teams that can say, yeah, we never rebuild. New York Yankees
Lakers.
Don't rebuild. They go after it every year. They retool, but they don't rebuild. So I think that's a really honorable thing.
We take it for granted.
Yeah, we take it for Yankee fans do take it for granted, but it's an honorable thing that an organization cares that much about winning. So and I have insulted them, in the past, saying there's organizational changes that need to be made, but you got to give them props. They really do care about winning, and they bring pieces in to try to win. So say what you want about Hal, say what you want about Cash. They're trying. There are teams out there that trade away their main lineup. Look at the Oakland A's for a lineup from a couple years ago. They have a bunch of studs in there, and they're all gone now. So
look at the
we got to appreciate look at this pathetic Boston Red Sox. Sorry, Allie. We got to be appreciative of the winning attitude that we have, at least, even if we're not winning championships.
Yeah, and another positive of this Rodon signing is that the Yankees rotation post 2023, like after this year, they had a lot of question marks. Like Sevy is a free agent after next year. Montas is a free agent after next year. I think Nestor is up after a year after that. So if you look into the future, the Yankees didn't have many starting pitchers locked up. Having Cole and Rodon now set in stone as a 1-2 punch for the foreseeable future for at least 6 years is huge. I mean, now you can really go out and kind of spend money more freely. You could go out and look for trades if you need a starting pitcher later in this process. I don't know. I think this opens up a lot of doors for Yankees in the future.
Yeah, I'm with you. The only thing is with Cole and Rodon, both throw hard, both are pretty violent, violent motion type of guys. So you hope and you pray that nothing happens there, because there is a tendency of hard throwers to either injure themselves or have to reinvent themselves after a certain point where they can't throw 98 to 100 anymore. So they must believe that behind the hard throwing in both Cole and Rodon, there's a real pitcher there too. So I think that's an important aspect to not forget. Yeah. Damn. The end of this episode was so much better than the beginning of this episode.
Our beginning was pretty
I needed to collect all my thoughts. My thoughts were all over the place in the beginning. I was trying to word it, and I kind of got my thoughts out more efficiently at the end here. So I hope you guys stayed and listened, because my thoughts were so much more concise at the end here. But
we're only 13 minutes in. I hope people are listening, watching.
They better be.
Okay, so
you got another question for
me? No, just a new tweet. I'm scrolling through Twitter on my computer here. What's his name? Curry. Jack Curry on Yes Network just said they have interest in Benintendi. They like his contact skills, but he wants a 5-year deal. Can you hear me? What's going on?
Okay. And 5-year deal.
I think that's kind of, if you read the tea leaves here, I don't know. I think this is kind of hinting at the Yankees not wanting to do a 5-year deal with Benintendi. That would probably 15 to 20 million-ish per year, 5-year deal. That's close to $100 million. I feel like they're just out on Rodon or out on Benintendi now. I don't know.
Yeah, it's sad to see, because I do really like Benny. He's a really good player, and he has a ton of tools. But if it's not meant to be, time will tell. Pitching wins championships, we know, but if DJ's not healthy, we need that contact guy in the lineup. We need that defense. So yeah, it's definitely a problem that needs to be addressed now.
We do have $25 million sitting at third base, so I guess when that's off, we could do something about it. But don't think the Yankees are going to be able to trade that away.
That's why I think it is more likely that they do a 1-year Conforto deal instead, because then after Donaldson's off the books, okay, maybe we go get a left fielder in 2025 or 2024.
Yeah.
So, yep.
So is that your prediction for next Yankee move, Conforto, 1-year deal?
Yeah, I mean, Conforto or Conforto-like character, like, someone like David Peralta too, like, an older, established MLB player for a year or two would be my guess at what they're going to do. I mean, I would say a similar contract to what they did with Donaldson, but maybe a little bit of less money. And then once Donaldson's gone, they look at other options. So, yeah. Yeah,
I know this is a Carlos Rodon app, but I'm just gonna say I'm drinking a lot of David Peralta Kool-Aid right now. Like, this guy is a professional hitter. I kind of want him on the Yankees. I know he's 35, but
yeah. I mean, I had him on my bench, MLB The Show 2020. Great lefty bat. That's what I know. Great swing too. He can stroke it for power. He always has the green, like the bright green lizard skin. Pretty cool guy. Yeah, and just a good ball player overall. And I don't think he's the quickest anymore in the outfield, but I mean, you could hide him at left field at Yankee Stadium. It's not, you got Harrison Bader tracking down balls in center field. You can hide anyone there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Any other thoughts on Mr. Rodon here, or no?
I'm just happy I can go to sleep dreaming about the Yankee rotation now. This is exciting.
Yes, I'm probably gonna go watch Carlos Rodon hype up videos on YouTube for the next hour. And with that, thank you guys for listening. This is just a quick little episode. We will be back next week on Thursday, I believe. And we'll be talking all about it. Who knows what's going to happen? Could be a trade. Could be anything from now. So thank you guys for listening, and Bleacher Boys out.